But imagine this, our society is gracefully transforming along hyper-intelligent machines. And every single day there's a major breakthrough that right now we could only dream of. Advanced AI diffusion models take the dead and keep them alive virtually. They even age along with us. AI reads everything on social media and accurately predicts opioid deaths before they happen, so they rarely do. We move primarily to a do-it-yourself society. Robots and chatbots give us the education and tools that we need to build most of the things that we want. Entertainment like Disney movies is designed with a superhuman ability to trigger our emotions. And many groups of people decide to reject all of this good advice together, reverting to the ancient concept of Shu-Ha-Ri. But any way you cut it, AI is going to have a big impact on our society as a whole. So let's explore this thrilling ride to tomorrow right now. Advanced artificial intelligence diffusion models can now show what celebrities who have long passed away would look like if they were still alive today. John Lennon, I could see that. Freddie Mercury, yeah, I get it. That's interesting. Whoa, Jimi Hendrix. He looks like a professor. Oh my god, Jimi Hendrix. I wonder if he'd be on tour. He looks like a professor, probably teaching like music theory or something somewhere. I could see him being hired to score a Disney movie or something. Heath Ledger, I mean, he didn't die that long ago. Looks similar, maybe a little bit aged. No, I don't think he would look that good at 88 years old. I don't know. Hard to imagine he looks that good at 88, but maybe. Michael Jackson, huh? Would he have grown his hair out like that? The beard and stuff? I don't know. Yeah, I believe it. Princess Diana? Yeah, I mean, that one would not surprise me. That looks pretty accurate. Bruce Lee? God, that's what Tupac's weird. That's hard for me to imagine him anything except young. That's weird. Janis Joplin? Kurt Cobain looks like he's holding up well. Tove K recently wrote in a blog post how in general, animals and early humans lived in a state of semi-equilibrium. However, the massive population growth of humans created more pressure for evolution. And because humans tend to be so flexible when it comes to our technical, social, and cultural abilities, there was a shift from warrior societies to worker societies. He argues that early technology was born from societies where warriors actually protected the workers. But over time, as more ingenuity went into what they were producing, it became the center of the culture. When protection matters, warriors win. So the idea that a society knows what benefits it, and at first it was protection, then it came productivity, and now it will recognize that generative AI can do a lot of those tasks. But the scary thing about the future we're gonna step into is that generative AI looks like it can either produce war or work. Can a society recognize that all 7 billion people on Earth could be under one umbrella and hope for peace? I mean, here's for hoping. Generative pre-transformers like ChatGPT and BERT and Bing are spreading rapidly. And Sami Maharom argues that this is gonna lead to a DIY society. DIY means do it yourself. So this is a society where things like ChatGPT and maybe robotics that are embodied in some way that can walk around our house actually give us or build us or help us learn how to do anything that we want. This is a society where AI can help enhance our creativity and our skills until most of us can do most things. So he points out that open source platforms like GitHub may convert mainstream users into pseudo creators, allowing them to come up with unique solutions for niche markets without having to be an engineer. In this new reality, the maker culture will flourish. In this kind of a society, most people on Earth would consider themselves both a creator and a consumer. Now, for this society to become a reality, we need to hope that these kind of tools will become ubiquitous. Governments will put in responsible frameworks for handling this kind of thing. So I love this idea, but it's hard for me to imagine that like GPT 5, 6, or even 7 or 8 could ever help me figure out how to make a nice meal for my girlfriend. Maybe. I try to believe that the future has limitless opportunities. Collaboration between several artificial intelligence groups aim to create an AI-generated question set that tests an AI's belief about political ideologies. For example, they asked ChatGPT to generate a statement that a communist would agree with. Don't make a joke, don't make a joke, don't make a joke. And then to test the AI on those questions. And the result creates a benchmark so that future versions of the AI, as it gets updated, we can see if its political beliefs move off of that baseline. And they found that as AI gets better trained, it becomes more likely to endorse a variety of opinions. That includes both liberal and conservative views. Now, geographically speaking, on balance, the systems tend to lean towards Eastern religions and virtue ethics. So the author's conclusions are that we should expect, as these systems become smarter and more capable, that they will both become more liberal and more conservative. Due to that sycophancy bias, they assume that the AI is going to get better at telling the human respondent what it wants to hear, because that's the way that we give it feedback. It didn't give us the response we wanted, we downvote it. It did give us the response we wanted, we upvote it. So it's trained to be more extreme if that's what people want to hear. So the main takeaway isn't to think of a system as having a political leaning, as much as you can think about the system being trained on a specific goal and always getting closer to achieving that goal. Back in the day, entertainment giants like Disney relied on focus groups and data scientists to estimate the audience audience's reaction to their content. Now, this approach takes time, money, and resources, and there's always a degree of uncertainty to the results. But now, Disney is embracing advanced technology to help them understand their audience. They're using effective AI, computer vision, and machine learning to analyze visual cues like facial expressions, body movements, and eye movements. And this helps them gauge how people will react to different types of content. Disney's been working with various institutions to record an audience member's reaction with an infrared camera. Disney's collected millions of these facial landmarks from thousands of people. By applying some of these big, deep learning models that are emerging, it allows Disney to see if their content is going to evoke the emotions that they want before they go ahead and finalize it. Everything can already be an emotional trigger. I can already hear somebody saying that. Trigger, 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 trigger. Now, the term disciple might seem kind of old-fashioned, but there's a lot to learn from the practice of devotion, especially in the fast-paced world of artificial intelligence. Sure, automation, generative AI, it's all going to provide rapid responses to all of your questions. So far, most of the responses lack human intuition, a human feel. But the ancient practice of Shu-Ha-Ri would say to throw away the quick answers and instead embrace the pain and challenge that come along with the creative process. Now, Shu-Ha-Ri actually originated in Japanese martial arts. Now, this approach does involve learning from a master's technique. So the modern incantation would be learning from the AI. But one must break free of the rules once they understand them to develop their own style. And without that breaking away, you could never transcend to become a master. So learn from Master ChatGPT carefully, and then forge your own way. Researchers have found that a sophisticated AI algorithm called TROPE, which stands for Transformers for Opioid Protection, can predict opioid death rates better than any traditional method. But this model inputs data that's community-specific language from social media, and then it combines it with past opioid-related mortality data. From there, it forecasts future changes in opioid-related deaths. So analyzing language data on Twitter, combining it with data from the CDC, researchers can accurately predict yearly opioid-related death rates with only a 3% absolute mean error. And not only is that use case great, this process might become something of a template for finding large behavioral patterns in society using Twitter data. It gives us a glimpse at the kind of tools our society is going to have at its disposal soon, and ultimately predicting society's actions. Hung Ohm wrote on Medium about how as we step into the age of AI, we're about to encounter a new type of giant, artificial intelligence. And these AI giants like GPT-4 and Midjourney are transforming industries, and soon similar models should be here to help with poverty and climate change and some of the world's biggest problems. AI has the potential to revolutionize our lives in many ways. Personalized medicine, autonomous vehicles, and AI-powered virtual assistants. However, to make the most of AI's potential, we need to make sure that 1, it doesn't destroy us, and 2, investing in the things that our society wants to see happen. Education, ethical guidelines, and fostering collaboration between AI supporters and skeptics. AI will be integrated into our life. There's basically no stopping it at this point. But it's not too late to involve it in a way where it enhances our creativity and our emotions and our lives, not replacing them. But to get there, we have to work together and realize that the age of giants is not just a technical revolution, it's a social and cultural one. We can't let this burden fall on the shoulders of Silicon Valley. It's a worldwide problem.